My name is Mulumba Moses. I am the Executive Director of the Center for Health, Human Rights and Development. And we are so glad that we are partnering with the African Institute for Investigative Journalism. Investigative journalism is one of the missing links in many of the aspects of the health systems work that we do.
Through this fellowship, I have managed to understand what is behind in as far as policy and the law is concerned. Now that broadens my mind on things. Actually, for the bigger part of the session, I was just writing down story ideas. I've written about 6 different story ideas and what I can do from the information that I've gotten from just today's session.
Investigative journalism is unique in its way of telling stories because you see it mainly focuses on individuals and follows their story and tries to put a name to a certain face.
There is a data gap, and this data gap, of course, as Richa and Uganda, we are targeting different data forums. You know, targeting the district level, you're targeting at national level, but you need all avenues to bring in data. Investigative journalism brings in a different spice.
Investigative journalism is a technical body that has learned to investigate social issues.
What the statistics are telling us in Uganda is that our maternal mortality rate is very high. It currently stands at around 336 deaths per 100,000 live births. Our biggest undoing as a country has been to look at those numbers as statistics. But when you do an investigative piece on a family that has lost a person who has died due to the high MMR in the country, it then puts a face to the statistics. And what that does is that it is able to create, one, sympathies towards the problem at hand, and also secondly, it's able to have more impact in terms of when you're engaging stakeholders, let's say MPs, when you're engaging, these are people who watch TV.
Most of our policy makers, fortunately or unfortunately, they're very privileged people. There is so much they do not know. And it has to be an extra step to dig and to know.
When they look at some of these stories, it is easy to relate as opposed to you running a story and saying every single day, 16 mothers are dying due to preventable causes. But when you point out that particular mother who has died due to a preventable cause, you are able to put the story to a name. And I think for me, one thing that I love about investigative journalism is that you are able to not only put the face to the statistics, but also someone feels like they relate to a story when you look at a face, when you listen to the stories.
Investigation, especially on issues that are stigmatized, like sex, issues that people don't think they should talk about, like rights. I think in-depth investigative journalism will play a very big role in unearthing and bringing up what is down, bringing it up to the societies, so that we can be able to know, also the policymakers can be able to know, the government begins to understand and amplify the voices down there, because that would then be seen like it is coming from an independent observation.
Investigation brings in a spice of 2 sides of the story, the beauty of no single truths. So it gives us to dig deeper, to get to understand these issues on a deeper level.
I think it is a very powerful tool, and it's unfortunate that we are only now just starting to look at it as a very powerful tool that we can use to amplify SRHR voices.
We are very much interested in stories that are impactful, stories that demonstrate social justice issues, and we think that the African Institute for Investigative Journalism gives us that.